Great morning, holy brothers and sisters, for the 29th of TISHREY in the Kitzur Likutei Moharan. Today's lesson is called Bridging Bondings. There are many people who study a great deal of Torah and yet do not repent. To the contrary, they even oppose tzaddikim. This is because they do not study the Torah for its own sake, but rather for the sake of gaining honor, or a rabbinical position, or status, or to be able to argue. Torah study such as this warps a person even more, since the nature of Torah is that tzaddikim will walk in them and sinners will stumble in them. Hosea 14:10. Thus, the oral law that this person studies turns into words spoken against the tzaddikim, since he sees only a negative meaning in the Torah, as in sinners will stumble in them. And since he himself is warped, he sees only a warped meaning in the Torah. When a person studies in holiness and in purity a legal decision or a Torah teaching originated by one of the Tanaim, the Mishnah sages, or some other tzaddik, a phenomenon termed kissing occurs. What happens is that the spirit of the Tana cleaves together with the spirit of the person who is studying, and it is as if the person studying is kissing the Tana. This bonding gives great pleasure to the Tana, as our sages of blessed memory said, when someone in this world studies the words of a deceased Torah scholar, the latter's lips move in the grave. Yevamos 97a. Book learning brings beautiful bonding between bodies below and beings beyond. Therefore, a person should know that before he studies, that at the time he sits down to study, the tzaddik in the Garden of Eden is listening to his voice. As it is written, you who sit in the gardens, the friends are listening for your voice. Cause me to hear it. Shir HaShirim 8:13, Zohar 1:92b. A person must bind himself to the Tana or to the tzaddik who originated and revealed this Torah teaching which he is studying in order for this kissing to take place. Then he will merit to repent and to revitalize his life, which is thus far passed in darkness. All this occurs when a person studies Torah for its own sake. That is, in order to fulfill the mitzvah to study Torah, which is equal importance to all the other mitzvahs, and in order to merit, through his study, to do what the Torah commands. A person who studies in this way then sees only good meaning in the Torah, since he knows that God purposely left room in the Torah so that it could be interpreted in the opposite sense as well. But when a person studies only in order to be called learned and the like, then he is worse than a carcass, and he is certainly unable to bind himself to the spirit of the Tana. About such a person it is written, the kisses of an enemy are forced. Mishlei 27:6. For the Tana cannot stand to have his spirit cleave to the spirit of a Torah scholar who is a Jewish demon. Learn legalities legitimately to link through love. As always, thank you so much for learning together. If you enjoyed this lesson, please remember to like, comment, share, and borrow. And please God, we'll learn again tomorrow.